Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I'm going to be providing you with an update to the video that I did previously where you can make a few $100s in a matter of minutes. This is the end of that particular process. I'm going to be just showing you the court order that grants the motion for return of unclaimed funds. So if you are interested in that, please stay tuned. Please note that I am not an attorney. This information is not indicated as legal advice. So this is not the complete process that I am showing you. I showed you pieces of it here and there to give you a general idea. I am in the process of putting together a course for this and for those who are interested. So this case is, again, in the Eastern District of Virginia. The client's last name is Gaines. I reached out to him. I told him he had money left over. It's basically about $1,178. I told him if he could give me 10% of that up front, then I would be providing him with the documents and the directions so that he could mail everything to the court himself. So he did that, right? He mailed everything. In the previous video that I showed you, we were at this particular entry on the docket right here. I showed you that the motion was filed in and there was an objection deadline due. Well, no objection was filed or past that date on the 24th of August. And here on the 26th, which is today, the order was uploaded. So the order basically grants the motion for unclaimed funds. So he's going to be getting his money back. And so I'm just following up with the client, giving him a copy of this order. And basically this is what the order looks like. Now it does look slightly different than the one that I prepared, which is fine. Every judge likes to do things on their own. I drafted one and it looked a lot bigger. I think every judge works a little bit differently. So he changed the order around, which is fine. As long as he didn't object to the motion, he can change whatever he'd like. He has the prerogative to do that as the judge. So here is the order for return of unclaimed funds. And it was entered successfully. It's not denying it. It is allowing him to receive the money. So it basically says a motion for return of unclaimed funds having been filed pursuant to the local rule. The motion has been served on the United States trustee and the United States attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, and there has been no objection filed. It is so ordered that the unclaimed fund in the amount of $1178.08 be returned or currently on deposit with the Treasury of the United States be returned to, and then the client's name. And then that's it. And then he signed it and dated it. So this, it gets entered and then the clerk or the financial administrator will cut the check and that should be received in a matter of days. So this was a perfect case scenario, right? Pretty easy. I only had to check the court docket about 2 times to make sure that he filed in the notice, maybe 3 times. He filed in the notice. I got the deadline of the objection and I quickly glanced at it again to make sure that there weren't any objections and there weren't any deficiency notices or anything that he forgot to include. So he really did a good job at following the directions that I gave him. And I'm just showing you to let you know that this process has worked completely. And here is the order again. And that's it. There's a notice of motion and then there's an order. There's nothing in between. It happened in a matter of weeks. This can kind of give you, you can gauge the amount of time because everyone wants to know how long does this process take? How long does it take? And each court has their own specified time allotted to do this, but it really comes down to, do you have all the documents that you need? Did you miss a step? Did you forget a form? That is what's going to prolong the process even more. In this particular scenario, he followed my directions to a T, which is great. So here's the order, as I mentioned before. I followed up. I sent him an email, Mr. Gaines. The court has issued your order for unclaimed funds. The check should be mailed in a few days. Thanks. And I attached the order. And then he said, thank you for an excellent job, really well done, and then his name. And then I also forgot to mention, if you could make a small video as a testimony once you receive your check, I would appreciate it. It can be 1 or 2 minutes and you can submit it to my cell phone. So I'm wanting, testimonies from people. Some people do not want to provide you with, a video of themselves. And some people just forget. They get their money and they just forget and they don't ever give you a review, because that's just the last thing that, is on their mind, I guess. But at any rate, so that is it. That is the end of it. That is very short. This is only the quick step process, as I mentioned before. This is not something that you could get the most percent out of a deal. So I'm going to be putting this into a small course, as I mentioned, covering this district for sure. And then I'm still locating a few others that are similar in this process. Again, no hearing is needed. You don't need to reopen this particular case. You see up here that this case is closed. It's been closed since May 2019. In the Eastern District of Virginia, as of right now, they have not changed the rules. You do not need to open this case up. You see, there's no motion to reopen. I didn't have to pay any money. He didn't have to pay any extra money to reopen this case. It is strictly filing the motion and then the order. There's no hearing attached to this. The district that I mentioned previously in the last video was the East or the Western District of Pennsylvania. And that is a whole nother state, whole nother district with different rules. So again, I'm just showing you this to let you know that every district, again, is different. Every state is different. But this essentially is the quick step process right here. Okay, so if you are interested, again, in learning this particular process, I want to just clarify something. I had a viewer reach out to me, and she wanted basically the forms. And I said, I will provide them to you once you have the deal. If you have somebody who wants to work with you, you find the lead on your own, and then you contact me, and I'll be able to draft up the documents for you with the coaching call fee, and then you can have that as a template. It's only if you did not want to take my course and learn the process you're on your own. I can do that for you with that particular fee, just for those who are wondering how is it going to work. But until then, I will see you in the next video. I hope this is helpful, and I hope it will give you a little bit more information than you had before. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.